It seemed the divine had bucket loads of humor. The first human woman Brian spent more than 5 minutes with turned out to be a dream hunter, a power he'd only ever known to belong to a demon. He'd only heard of them in whispers among the elders. They were powerful warriors that protected humans from the demons that hunt them. My name is Brian. I thought we already did introductions. Her lips pursed and thinned.
That's not what I meant.
Do you make a habit out of asking things you don't mean?
How can you pretend nothing out of the ordinary just happened? Stop the truck. I want out.
Madison demanded. Your unconscious woman caused a bit of a traffic jam. We've been at a standstill since you came to. Her eyes widened, which proved his flippant remarks stroked the coals of her temper. The color began to come back, and her cheeks flushed a light pink as her anger mounted. Moments before, the flush of her skin faded and left a shell behind. He feared she might pass out. He used the abilities of his angel ancestry to pull the images from her mind, so he knew what she'd just gone through. The ugly bruise concerned him. He needed to find a way to bring the fire back in her eyes. Most humans bucked up when angered.
How did you know what was going on?
Pardon me?
Tell me.
Her eyes lit up like sparkles of blue flame, and he found himself wondering, if he kept exasperating her, would she storm out of the vehicle? Her expressions captivated him. Every aspect of them changed with each new thought. Her pale skin glowed with bursts of pink, which started at her cheeks and spread over the contours of her face. From her eyes to her lips, she showed every emotion she had. God sure made the most beautiful of creations. With a sigh of annoyance, she turned toward the door and pulled on the handle. Wait, please forgive me. It is inappropriate to be irritating you at this time. She sighed and looked at him.
Listen, buddy. You have 10 seconds to tell me how you knew about the dreams or I'm out of here.
Rather grumpy for a huntress who just freed her charge.
Imagine, for a moment, holding a secret your entire life, and the first time someone finds out about it, he acts like it's no more abnormal than breathing.
A horn blast took his focus from Madison and to the road ahead. A body on the streets did not faze those around them. The wail of a siren vibrated the truck as he drove slowly through. Madison stared out the window as they went by. The quiet disbelief etched in the side of her face, visible to him, made him aware of her strength. Despite her unease, she saved the woman's life. She's going to be all right, he said.
There will be others who won't be.
After his strange damsel invasion that morning, and then assisting in the one they'd just saved, he couldn't refute those words. She leaned back in the seat, and her head fell against the rest.
He's going to explode in rage since he's lost two.
Another? Even as he questioned, he knew.
This morning, or late last night, one escaped while I slept.
It only took him a moment to appreciate how deep their lifelines crossed. Spunky girl keyed him in the face. She sat up, eyes wide with shock.
You know her?
She almost busted down my door. I took her to the emergency room.
I'm glad she found you. She needed someone safe to help her.
Except for giving him directions to her home, she remained quiet the remainder of the drive. They reached the gate of her estate, and he let loose a low whistle. The enormity of the house, seen through the iron design, stunned him. Before he had a chance to stop completely, the gates swung open. The driveway made a giant loop with a fountain in the center. An angel with two cherubs stood proud as the focal point with water spouting around them. He didn't want his time with Madison to end. He didn't often get a chance to meet a dream hunter, even rarer to meeting a human woman who captivated him. No angel ever became attached to their ward in anything more than a paternal affection. To find one as fascinating as he found Madison defied his logic. He couldn't take his eyes off her. Someone came through the front entrance and stepped out on the porch. Brian looked out the side window past Madison to get a better view of the person. He appeared to be a weathered man in the later years of his life. He stood motionless and watched the vehicle. Madison turned toward him, a half smile on her lips.
I'd like to say I enjoyed meeting you, but I can't imagine a worse morning.
She quipped. Madison began to speak only to close her mouth instead. He watched her as she appeared to struggle with something.
I want you to come in. Join me for coffee?
It would be my pleasure. Unable to control the baser instinct that compelled him, he leaned toward her and touched his lips against hers. She gave a tiny gasp before she melted against him with a sigh. Liquid silk that tasted of honey and a summer's breeze engulfed his senses and took his breath away. Just as soon as the kiss began, she pulled away.
Wow. Coffee. Yes. Follow me.
He wished he'd learned more about human rituals in his lifetime. The sudden urge to rush to the other side and open her door overwhelmed him. From what he remembered, women liked the chivalrous nature of men. He got out of the truck and walked around to her. Together they stepped toward the person waiting at the entrance.
Andrew, I'd like you to meet Brian. Brian, this is Andrew.
Madison introduced.
He will not pass this threshold.
Andrew spoke in a low, quiet voice which sounded stronger than his age should have permitted.
Andrew?
Madison asked in shock. One look in the man's eyes, and Brian realized it would take a fight to go in. Brian sighed. He wondered what Madison knew of the man who hid behind a mask. He recognized the angel of legend despite the appearance of an elderly human. Don't worry, Madison. He's correct. You don't want the likes of me darkening your life. A subtle reminder from above that he forgot his place in the universe.
You lost the right of light when you turned away from him.
Andrew hissed as he reached over his shoulder and pulled out an archaic broadsword. Great. 5 years on Earth and I'm still going to die by the flaming blade of Uriel. The thought angered him more than it gave him pause for fear. I never turned my back on him. One disagreement, and he threw me out like yesterday's trash.
You knew the rules. One does not question his plan.
They circled each other without looking away. He couldn't take his eyes off the fabled weapon Uriel held in his hand. Uriel, the angel punisher, who ran hell before Lucifer's betrayal. Why would he be on Earth as a little old man? Something must be going on to bring the Ancient One to Earth, and it involved the humans.
Andrew, stop. That's enough, both of you.
Madison exclaimed. As if to further the impact of her words, she pushed between them. Her arms went out, one in each direction, and did her best to separate them.
Put that away.
She demanded toward Uriel.
What is going on?
This does not concern you, Miss DeWalt. Don't you agree, betrayer?
The words ate at his soul. For the rest of his life he'd be known as the one who went against God. The one who disagreed with something he decreed. It didn't seem right, but the alternative beat being cast into hell with Lucifer and his crew. Uriel, I have no desire to fight you.
Uriel? Andrew, what's going on? Please stop this nonsense.
He hated to ignore the pleas of anyone, but he wouldn't be intimidated by an angel with a superiority problem. This wasn't the heavens. This was Earth. They were equal here. Well, other than the giant sword which had the ability to slice through his body like butter and ignite his skin with the flames that made the blade legendary.
The betrayer doesn't wish to fight. Refused his duty, disobeyed God, and now won't battle. What is it you do, coward? Where is your pride?
Well, he did try to quell the conflict before it started. He sent a gentle wave of relaxation toward Madison. He didn't want her to witness the fight he accepted would take place. Brian had to find a way to make her go into the house. Madison, please step aside, he said.
Buddy, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but I'm not about to pack up and leave so you two can play cavemen and beat the hell out of each other.
She didn't appear remotely relaxed.
Madam, I suggest you move from between us. I have no wish to override your will and force you.
Uriel said. He was ever polite in the face of his ward, even as he was about to destroy a fallen angel. Brian had always thought of Uriel as odd. His words confirmed it.
Andrew, stop this. You'll hurt yourself. Brian, I think perhaps you should return when tempers have cooled.
He didn't want to leave. He wanted to wipe the sneer off Uriel's face. The anger surged through him, and it bore the mark of shame. All his brethren would have reacted to him in a similar fashion. Uriel asked where his pride was. It kept him company on lonely nights. The only difference being he still embraced his honor for standing up to what he thought had been a wrong decision by God. Nothing would ever make him feel right about allowing a ward to die a brutal death at the hands of one who should be protecting her. Patience had never been his strong suit. Uriel moved Madison away from danger, much to her outrage. In the same circle of movement, he swung the sword toward Brian, an attack that Brian could have easily eluded, but he never got the chance. The weapon seemed to hit an unseen barrier that protected Brian. Uriel took 2 more swings before he accepted the strikes wouldn't be productive.
He still protects you.
A frustrated Uriel grabbed Madison by the arm and guided her toward the house. Whether she went willingly or he overrode her will, Brian refused to guess. They left him standing outside the estate as he stared up at the heavens. Why would God protect a fallen angel?